All right, today we're going to dive into a brokerage platform that's seriously shaking up the mortgage industry, NEXA Lending. It was born from one really powerful idea. What if you built a company that was laser-focused on the loan officer? Let's see how they're pulling it off.
Just think about this for a minute. What if the place you hang your license wasn't built by a bunch of suits in a boardroom? What if it was designed by actual loan officers? You know, the folks who've been in the trenches, who get the daily grind, and who wanted to build a platform that actually works for you.
This quote right here, it basically says it all. This wasn't about tweaking an old, broken model. It was a complete teardown. The mission was super simple. Identify everything that drives loan officers crazy and just get rid of it.
So to really get how they do this, we're going to walk through the 5 key pillars of their whole model. We'll cover how it's a brokerage built for you, how they deliver better rates and higher pay, what it means to say yes to every deal, the kind of support you get, and finally, how you can become a true partner.
First things first, this is an entrepreneurial platform through and through. The entire philosophy is built on just 2 simple rules: be profitable and be compliant. That's it. They hand you the keys, the tools, the freedom, and the support to run your business your way like a real business owner, not just someone punching a clock.
Okay, now for the part everybody really wants to know about, the money. How on earth can NEXA give clients better rates while also paying their loan officers way more? Well, the secret sauce is in their incredibly lean, stripped-down operational model.
And you can see the difference right here. It's pretty stark. The old-school retail models are bogged down with massive margins. We're talking 400 to 600 basis points to pay for all those fancy branch offices and layers of middle management. NEXA just strips all that away. Their most common margin is a totally transparent 275 basis points, with absolutely zero hidden fees being skimmed off the top.
And the way they calculate your pay is so simple, it's almost hard to believe. You just start with your locked margin, let's say 275 BPS. You take out 25 BPS to keep the lights on, then you subtract a 12% profit share for the company. And guess what? Every single penny that's left over is your direct pay. No smoke and mirrors, no funny math.
So what does that actually look like in your bank account? Well, on a standard 275 BPS loan, your direct comp is 220 basis points. I mean, for a lot of LOs coming from the retail world, that is literally double what they're used to earning. And you're doing it while getting your client a better deal.
Okay, but wait, it actually gets even better. There's this thing called the NEXA 100 program. You know that 55 basis points the company usually takes? Well, on certain loans, they give it right back to you. It goes straight into a special growth and marketing account, pre-tax, that you can use to reinvest in your own business. Their thinking is simple. You know how to grow your business better than anyone.
Let's make this real. On a $500,000 loan, a typical retail LO might make about $5 grand. But at NEXA, giving your client a more competitive rate, you walk away with $11,000. Think about that. You're winning more deals because your rates are killer, and you're making more than double the commission. That is a game changer.
Oh, and you can forget about waiting 45 or 60 days to see your money. At NEXA, payroll runs twice a day. You turn in your paperwork, and boom, that money's in your bank account within 24 to 48 hours. They don't want to hold your cash hostage. They want to get it in your hands so you can run your business.
All right, let's move on to the third pillar, product options. One of the biggest advantages you can have as an LO is simply being able to say yes when a tricky deal comes across your desk. The NEXA platform is built from the ground up to make sure you can almost always find a home for any loan that comes your way.
So how is that possible? Well, check out this number. Over 307 investor partners. That is more than double their closest competitor. And look, this isn't just some big number to brag about. It's a real tangible competitive edge. It means when other LOs are stuck saying no, you're the one who gets to say yes and bring that deal home.
And you don't have to go digging through a list of 300+ lenders by yourself. The platform is basically like Google for loans. You need a bridge loan in Arizona or a loan for 88 acres of farmland in Iowa? You just pop in a few filters, click a button, and in seconds, you've got a list of lenders ready to fund that deal.
So a big worry for anyone thinking about going independent is, am I going to be all alone on an island? NEXA gets that, and they've built this amazing multi-layered support system to make sure that even though you're your own boss, you're never flying solo. The core of this support is the Loan Officer Support Coach, or LOS Coach. These are pros, experienced, licensed LOs, and they're available on a live Zoom call 12 hours a day for free. If you need help structuring a deal, pricing a weird scenario, or you just have a question, an expert is literally 2 clicks away. Now, let's talk processing. NEXA's processors aren't W-2 employees just watching the clock. Nope. They are independent, commission-only business partners. And what that means for you is huge. Their financial success is tied directly to yours. They only get paid when your loan closes, which means their motivation is 100% aligned with getting your deals across the finish line fast. And it doesn't matter if you're brand new or a 20-year vet, they've got you covered. New LOs can build a solid foundation with NEXA University, and the Pathfinder program gives you hands-on help for your first few loans. Plus, there are weekly classes on all sorts of topics to make sure everyone stays sharp. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, it might be the most powerful one. This is where NEXA offers a path to move beyond just earning a commission check and start building a real, lasting legacy. Think about your income right now. For most LOs, it's purely transactional. You close a loan, you get paid. You stop closing loans, the money stops. It's that simple. But NEXA introduces this idea of legacy income, a passive income stream that you can actually will to your family, providing security that goes way beyond your own daily production. And this isn't just some corporate program. It's about building a real community. This quote from one of the very first LOs to join just says it all. It's not just about your own success. It's about growing together, sharing in the company's success, and even, one day, retiring together. But this is where it gets real. This is the real-world impact. We heard this incredible story from a loan officer named Alicia who had a terrible accident and couldn't work for months. But because of the revenue share she had built, she didn't have to worry about a single bill. She could put 100% of her focus on her recovery. That's when revenue share goes from being a nice perk to being an absolute lifeline. So we'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Look at where you are right now. Is your current platform just giving you a job, a place to trade your time for money? Or is it a true partner, giving you a real path to building your own business, your own assets, and your own legacy?